Welcome to my perspective. Excuse me, I'm burping. It's your host Rick and
And
JC,
let's see.
crowd favorite. They
Here
don't
we
like
go.
me, but So as well, I guess you can't see it. I'm gonna ask that question last. So I got like two things. So it ain't one of them hype ones, JC, and ain't nothing crazy.
Thank you.
Um, I just
I, I can rock with that.
So let me go with the easiest. What's the best zodiac sign you ever dated? Shout out to the rose I'm drinking.
The best zodiac sign I ever dated. That's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably say the best. I'm gonna go with Virgo.
Tell me why you going with Virgo. I'm just curious.
The Virgo I dated was just, they was chill. They was relaxed. They was very patient, understanding. Um, because I was a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs back then, and they was, rocking with me. They was cool. It's so funny though because dating that person, right, and them being who they were, it's so funny because now I don't date that person, but I still talk to that person. They are very much. I feel so bad because they are very much different than the person I dated. I'm like, oh damn, that's
So
crazy.
what's your sign? What's your sign?
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm just asking compatibility. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a Libra.
You're a Libra. Let me let
Don't,
that sit. She's a Libra.
Cap, Cap, don't start, Cap. Don't start, Cap.
You're a
Don't start.
Libra. Okay. Okay.
Don't start.
And you enjoyed that Virgo time though.
I did very much so. Very
Okay.
much so. But that Virgo, who the Virgo is now, I don't think I would be able to date this version of that Virgo. If that makes sense.
So I'm looking up.
Compatibility, why?
Yeah. Cause I'm curious.
But I don't think that really because people write that up. Like I don't think that's accurate.
I mean, sometimes it gets there. A Virgo man and a Libra woman can have a fulfilling relationship as their differences can relate a balanced dynamic with Virgo's groundedness complementing Libra's charm and social grace. Whoo! They got you with the groundedness, boy.
Whatever.
Um, Here's
Whatever.
a more detailed look at their compatibilities. Strengths of relationship, complementary strengths. Virgo's attention to detail and practicality can help Libra, who is ruled by Venus, excuse me, stay grounded and organized, while Libra's charm and social grace can encourage Virgos to step outside of their comfort zone. You think that related to you? You laugh because you understood that. Because
I mean, I hear what they're saying, but no. That's also Libra's problem, right? And to an extent, like people feel like we are always like flirting or like we flirt with everybody or we like everybody. Like no, like that's just like the term. Like it's just in our nature. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't like half the people I speak to,
Joey
but
shit. Joey shit.
you know what? I'm gonna let you have that. I don't even want to go there.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna let you have it because I was okay. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave.
I'm gonna keep going on you.
No,
Int- Intellectual connection. You want to know that one, or you want to hear shared
let's do
appreciation?
intellectual. Let's do intellectual.
Intellectual. Both
Yeah,
signs value intellectual stimulation and can have engaging conversations.
that is 100%.
That's what grasped you. That's what
A
drew you to that
hundred
person.
percent. A
I feel
hundred
you.
percent.
I feel you. I feel you.
100%. Yeah.
I feel you. Potential for growth. Okay. Their differences can lead to growth and deeper connection as they learn from each other.
I would
You too
agree.
grounded to learn from another motherfucker. That's all I'm saying.
Shut
You
up.
too grounded. All right, my bad.
That is not true. That's a lie. I would say I think that is accurate for our connection now, not when we was in our relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Potential challenges. Okay. I'm just gonna touch two more. That's it. Um, Differing communication styles. Virgo's tendency to be analytical and critical can clash with Libra's desire for harmony and diplomacy.
I'll drink to that.
But that's in your soul.
Ah, ah.
Tips for successful relationships within that.
We don't gotta go there. It's okay.
Oh, got with it? Okay, because we're not gonna success them. But no, that was interesting. That was interesting. Libra, Libra.
Don't do us like that.
What month was Libra again? September, right?
September through October.
Yeah, I like y'all though. I really genuinely don't have no beef with y'all. My oldest sister was a Libra. I genuinely don't have no beef with y'all.
We'll
One of my
take.
favorite uncles is a Libra. I really genuinely do not have like
I mean,
JC being my co-host because I genuinely actually like we got beef, but that's my nigga.
I
You know what I
mean,
mean? So like
it's me though. Like, come on.
then see, you grounded. You grounded. You being
It's
grounded
me.
right now.
It's me. Come
You
on.
gotta
Come on.
relax. You gotta relax. Like
Honestly, who really doesn't like me? Exactly. It, so funny. You don't like me, but hey, JC, you got time tonight? Let's go.
that's you right. All right.
Okay.
First of all, you wanted to get into my nature.
First of all, Capricorn. Oh, oh.
Well,
Okay, Capricorn. Who is
I
the
will show
your?
my appreciation. I will show my appreciation for you always showing out.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you. Appreciate
but
it.
we're number one out of the top 10. So you can stop it there. To be clear, but we're not gonna do that.
Who's
I'm
number one?
Capricorns. I need you to understand that. I need you to understand that. I need the
Yep.
people watching this to understand that as well. Because they
Never.
already know. They
Never.
already
But
know.
go ahead. Who's your
Y'all can
who's
be
your
number two though. Y'all can be number two and ain't wrong with that. Because like I say, ain't no beef with y'all.
who is your who is your most compatible sign? Like who is in your relationships? Like who?
Oh shit, I gotta drink to that. I didn't expect the question to bounce back to me. I actually had that
It's
written
definitely,
down.
it's definitely going to come back
Uh,
to you. 'Cause I need to hear this.
I need my glass full.
You know who's the least compatible?
You gotta chill. Uh, uh,
Go ahead.
I definitely stated who was in my original podcast. But who's the most compatible? Well, based off of horoscopes, the most compatible is either another Capricorn or a Taurus.
No, I'm not asking you based on horoscope. I you, your person from your personal life,
um,
Capricorn.
um,
Because you always want to throw shade, you don't ever want to take it
because I could
personal.
throw out who's not, but I mean, who
But
is? I don't necessarily disagree with Taurus or Capricorn, only because
have you dated a Taurus or a Capricorn?
have I dated a Taurus? I don't. I've dealt with a Taurus, I believe, but I never dated one.
Okay, we are talking about signs that you have
No,
dated.
no, but their mentalities was intriguing to me, and I've Josh, you just froze. Am I tripping? Josh, JC, am I tripping? Is anybody else seeing this? Am I the only one that had the screen frozen? JC, We might have to pause this real quick and come right back. Welcome back, y'all. I don't know what the hell happened with JC's connection, but we back. Now she over here chewing and shit. But excuse my slurring if anything, because that's that rose. But what was we at?
You was telling us who was your most compatible zodiac sign that you've dated in real life.
Ew.
And not what the horoscopes tell you. So we're waiting. We talked about a Taurus, but you never dated a Taurus, so we're trying to figure out who you really dated.
No, but I feel like as far as mentality goes, on some abrupt shit, Taurus and Capricorn did have that same mental connection. Okay, to you.
Have you dated a Capricorn?
I feel like I did. I don't remember right now.
You're evading the question. I don't understand why. What's going on? What's so hard about answering this question? You asked me the question. I gave you an answer. You know what I'm saying? Everything.
I don't remember. All
right, let's talk about your least compatible. Let's do that.
You sure you want to do that? I mean, I feel like within my adult life, being mature, my least compatible was an Aquarius. But I'm saying that with that being said, the Aquarius, on a friend note, we were highly compatible as far as friendship goes.
Okay.
We were very relatable, understanding and stuff like that. Relationship wise, definitely not my direction.
We also know when it comes to you and Aquarius,
I'm all against them.
We know.
I'm all against them, but I mean, I just feel like their mentalities. I don't feel like they're as open as they should be, and not everybody should be open to an extent. But it's just like for you to be ignorant, from being open to ignorant, it's just like that just sways me wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like Aquarius has always have this.
So throw it on the whole sign. It's the whole sign fault.
Throw the whole fucking sign out. You know why though? You know why? Because I met many Aquariuses, and they all of them. And I'm not even trying to say it like that. I'm not trying to sound like, oh, you should judge the sign and say, oh, this is what the person is.
No, of course.
Just that for some reason, now I'm sure you probably understand what I'm saying. For some reason, there's like one particular trait that they all have. And it's just like, I just feel like I'm okay with a savage ass sign. You know what I'm saying? But the level of savagery from Aquarius is not even a regular savagery. Like I don't fuck with you. Like the level they go to is not even on some inhumane shit. It's they shouldn't be able to breathe. Like I just feel like the mentality you have, you gotta get rid of them. You gotta rid of them. Okay, I apologize. I see where you went there. Okay, I apologize. Let me take that back. Rewind. On a friendship level,
my sister and my son are Aquarius. You got to.
We all good. We not saying it on that note. I'm talking a relationship note, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you're saying they shouldn't breathe. Like that's wild. Like now, that's
on a relationship level, as far as my perspective goes.
Okay, you don't want to do Aquarius.
On another level, on a friendship level, you know what I mean. But that's just me personally. That's just a figure of speech, not on some.
I hope so, because that was crazy.
But I just feel like they could be good peoples. Relationship wise, it's not working for me. It's just not a fit.
Okay.
But
now who does work for you?
What works for me? Let me see. I work well with other Capricorns, Tauruses, Geminis. Who else we got? Who else we got? Let me see.
Next question, because I'm tired of you. I'm so tired of you. So tired of you. We can't never just get a straight answer. You gotta go all around. Still come up with nothing.
One of these days, when you come visit, you know what I'm saying, and we do this properly, we're not on webcam. I guess give some more genuineness of myself up. because I guess we just be podcasting too much, and,
I
it's
just feel
like
like
JC be on some knowing me shit, and like, she be
who?
wrong. She gotta relax. That's what I'm saying. She gotta relax.
I just feel like we've been friends for a while now, and
You gotta relax. So I got another question. So I listen to
no
this
more
question.
drinking. No
I
more
got.
drinking when you do a
Listen,
bucket.
I'm a little jizzy. Listen
Yeah,
to this
no
question.
more.
Do
I'm
you
listening.
do you cut your ex off completely so they don't have access to your child as a friend? So what I mean by that, I'm pretty sure you understood that. So let's say that you had one of your exes, right? That you've been in a relationship for a while. Y'all was cool. Y'all broke up. He cheated, or you cheated, or something went left. But he mad cool with me, with your child. Do you let them talk still, or do you cut him off? Like tell him like, nah, tell your son, nope, we not fucking with him. It's dead, but they mad cool. So how that go?
So they can definitely have a relationship. I feel like if I have an ex who has built their own relationships with my child outside of what we had going on, like they, at the time, let's just say playing the game together, he was doing things for my, child one on one, like taking them out to eat, haircuts, games, all of those things. Like, I think it's unfair to both of them. To be
To
like, oh,
to cut them, like to cut it off.
to cut their relationship off, because at a certain point, like, especially if it was like based off cheating, you're not gonna like the person for a minute, whatever. But I do feel like, when children are involved, like that's something you have to take into consideration, right? Because not only did you bring this person into your life, you brought them into your child's life. So when they have a bond, like unless the person, cuts themselves off from the child, but I wouldn't be the person to be like, oh, y'all can't talk to each other, y'all can't see each other. You know what I'm saying? Like that type thing. I don't think that's fair to the relationship that they built. So no,
You,
for me, it's
you don't
cool.
think that's conflicting?
Conflicting with whom?
Like, let's say you get in a relationship down the line.
Uh-huh.
The nigga can never really get cool with you because, I mean, with your son, because
He, he can, because at the end of the day, like, first of all, I'm not in a relationship initially for anybody to be cool with my child. Like, that's not the thing. Like, y'all both gonna be around depending on where it leads. Respect is a must amongst all parties
no, I
involved.
got you, but I
But
just
for y'all, but it's not an expectation that y'all be cool. It's not an expectation that, you know what I'm saying. Unless we talking marriage, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna always be cordial. But I wouldn't have that same expectation, or be like, oh, you got to fill these shoes for my son or X, Y, and Z. Like, because whatever they do is what they do. You know what I'm saying? You could build your own bond with my child or not, but if you feel that way, like that's on you. And I mean, at this point, it don't matter. My child grown.
now I feel you. I guess it's not something expected from you. It's just really conflicting. I think it's conflicting. I think it's harder for me to try to build a relationship with your son because he's close to your ex. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not within your choice. Within like you trying to control. That has nothing to do with you. At the end of the day, you separated from your ex. But to me, it's just like, damn. All right, well, this nigga always gonna be in the way because he. You know what I mean, he
He's gonna
always.
be in the way of what? Your relationship with my child?
Yeah, because especially if your child is older, I'm gonna always feel like I need something. I'm trying to build something with him, but at the end of the day, he over here fucking
But I
with
feel
your
like
ex.
it's the reverse when children are older. I feel like if the child is older, like a young adult, you don't necessarily need to build their relationship because it's a young adult. He already has
I
his
think
own
it's
mind.
harder. I think it's harder if your kid is older.
I'm not saying it's harder. I'm saying it's not necessarily the same as needing to build a relationship with a younger child because my older child is not going to always be around. You see what I'm saying? Versus
Right.
my younger child who
Right.
will majority of the time be around. So I think that's why for me it's very much the opposite. Like me dating someone now, like if we get to that point, like you'll meet my kid, but it's not necessarily an expectation that y'all build a bond because he got his own life, he got his girlfriend, like he's doing his things. There's not necessarily like, oh well, I'm taking my son to the zoo. You want to come? You know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing.
I got you.
So I think like in that aspect, it's very different. But it's also some men or women might feel like saying. So say for instance, like the same thing with my child's father. Like dudes could feel like, oh, like you
That's
ain't big
another
deal.
realm, though. I feel like it's another realm because y'all
But I
got
feel
to.
like it could be this. Yeah, we have a child together, but people still feel like, oh well, I don't know how to build a bond with your son because his dad is like, well, would you rather his dad not be in his life? Like that's weird.
That shit weird. No, that's what I'm saying. Like it's a little different. That's a little different.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
more
But,
like that's more
but
like
I
okay,
still,
it's
but if,
mandatory.
but if this person who has been in my child's life, let's just say for an extended period of time, it would be the same thing as his biological father, right? If this person, we were together for a long time and he's actively involved in all the raising and, upbringing of their child, it would kind of be the same. So to be like, okay, we're not together no more and rip the relationship from my child, that's unfair. And anybody coming in will have to understand, like, we are not together. We are not taking my son out together. You know what I'm saying? We aren't doing these things together. But him and my son have a relationship. They'll call each other. They, might be like, oh, I'm coming to get you. Let's go hang out. Or like, yo, let's go do, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that I'm never going to come in between because they built that over a significant amount of years.
I read that. I get that. Respectfully understand. All right, so I'm not gonna hold you up any longer because I got one more question. It's the last one. This is one of the topic. This is one of the topic that I'm gonna post about. But that was a very good answer. I don't disagree with you.
Thank you. What is this question?
We ain't been fighting enough lately, JC. I'm just saying, like I need to not agree with you. I need to not agree with you. You know what I'm saying? We gotta have something.
Yeah, you can always spark a fight. I'm ready. I'm trying to follow.
Why are you single? Now, to be clear to the audience, that question is actually really general. That's more of a statement than a real question to JC. But because I like to start trouble, I'm going to ask her directly. But honestly, the question is, why are you single? So what I mean by that is, JC, give me a second. What I mean by that is, why are you single is more so of a question for you to ask yourself. In general, it doesn't necessarily have to be anything negative. It's just something that people don't sit down and ask themselves because a lot of people don't like to take accountability for why they're single. They feel like because they're delusional, they think they're not the problem. So they're single because the other motherfucker ain't want them and the other motherfucker ain't shit and the other motherfucker anybody else but themselves. So the question really is why you single? Like I said, it's broader than what it is what I mean. But go ahead, JC. You gotta.
I can make it a little bit.
No, I want you to make it nothing.
I can make it. I'm saying I can make. You said it's very broad, but because you asked me the question, I can make it intentional. Honestly, it's probably a lot of me. So because since my last official since my last official relationship, like I've been single for a long time. I think we might have talked about this on here before too.
Probably.
But so honestly, I don't give potential people the time and attention that is warranted to really be fully invested in a relationship. Is it fear? Maybe. Is it really just I'm so used to being single that I don't even want to deal with the getting to know a person on that level, playing games, doing a whole whoopie whoop talking stage, and then nothing comes from it. And also I'm just having a lot of fun, honestly, like not being accountable to anyone else, if that makes sense.
No, it makes complete sense.
I do think that also this is real. This is real. Also, a big part of it is holding on to something that I know will definitely have to change in a significant way if I was to get into a serious relationship. That scares me more than being single for the rest of my life, which is crazy.
I feel like this needs to be a separate podcast episode. Crazy. I feel like I need to end this and start on that shit.
But that's what I'm thinking.
It's deep.
But that's what I'm thinking.
I want to get into it with you, but I don't know if I want to start on the end of this.
Nah, but that's why I'm single. That was real because I would never talk about that.
Respectfully. You know
Respectfully,
what?
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
So
we could have sessions, JC, where we get serious and actually pour. I don't know if I want to get a community like that on my own. I'm be honest with you. I don't mind personally, um, extending how I feel in general, but it's too public for me to necessarily feel comfortable in that way. But I respect if you decide to, or even give up even a little bit of information. But I just feel like I shouldn't. That wouldn't be something to end this on. That gotta be like, yo, let's end this one and we start another one because that one right there gotta be straight from the
no,
top.
no, you asked me a question, I gave you the answer. I just think and being honest with myself and really like, that's a like everything else I said is true as well. But that one piece, right? Like that one piece
Give it
was
to me
like,
again. Give it to me again for the people. I'm sorry.
no, I'm not giving it to you again. That one piece is really like that's scary for me. That's scary for me. So I think that's a that's a work through that I have to, get over or even start to do the work for that piece. But yeah, that's part of it.
You know what I think?
And also there's a lot of fuckboys out here.
No, 100%.
That's
100%.
lighting the load a little bit. Like it ain't all me.
100%. 100%. And you know what's fucked up is the fuck boys only part of a cycle of fuck chicks. I don't know how that sound crazy, but
Sounds very crazy.
I
But no,
feel like
I get it because it's not because females can be on the same type time too. So I'm
right.
not going to
It's a
yeah.
cycle, and I feel like we
It's a cycle.
continue to just do this.
But
You
I
know,
think it's a cycle because everyone is chasing or running away from something, right?
right?
No,
But
like
everybody's jaded, and we just continue to jade, and we continue to hurt each
yeah,
other.
because no one wants to like, and we talked about this before. Like no one wants to do the work. Like it's work being in a relationship. Like although you come in as a whole individual, like you are deciding to like, oh,
But JC,
this,
it's not just work. It's not just work. It's not just work. It's
but, yes,
really trust. It's really trust.
but
A
that's
lot
work. But that's work. Like all of that is work. Learning to trust somebody, learning to accept somebody for their flaws and all, learning to be compassionate, learning to be empathetic, sympathetic. Like all of those things require work if you haven't been there in a while, if you haven't done it.
But a lot of us have that. A lot of us already have that.
A lot of
We're
people have
we
it, but
come
they
with
aren't willing. No. So to an extent, we all have it, right? But are you willing to show it? Are you willing to be vulnerable? Are you willing to exercise all of those things when it's needed? Or is it like, oh, I'll do this if they do that? You know what I'm saying? Everything can't be tit for tat or like, oh, this person didn't do this person didn't do that. Like, oh, like he must like, oh, well, he ain't called me in 3 days. Did you call
you know
him?
what I think? You know what I think the
You know
solution
what I'm
is?
saying? Like, it has to be, I don't know. I think people have to be willing, like I said, to do the work, whatever that work looks like for individuals, but also like kind of dig deep and feel like, what is it? Because everybody, go through these talking stages, whatever. Like, write down like what it is that you're looking for in a mate, and then argue those things.
Here's my opinion, and if I create a dating site, this would be the criteria, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put your fucking phone down. Step one. At the end of the day,
Well, how you gonna use the app if you put your phone down?
send a fucking letter. Because Josh, you remember 90s, early 2000s? No, real shit. Think about it. When we were struggling to try to communicate, you built something bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? When you wanted to find that girl that you liked, you try to call before after 9 o'clock. You had that increment of time because you couldn't talk for so long. But that shit built character. It drove you to want that one person. You know what I'm saying? But because there's such a broad access to certain shit, I feel like it's so saturated that people rely on certain shit. And now it's not even just that, it's the economy in general. Everything is falling apart. Like I got times where you start to feel like you're so separated from society, from life. and we kind of live off of that shit. We all don't need each other, but we do. You know what I'm
But I
saying?
also feel like you said, like, so everything is so accessible now. Like, back then, like, you want to go see Shorty, you want to go see the young guy that you like you had to go see them. You know what
Right,
I'm
and
saying? Like,
that built
yeah,
the effort,
because
that growth, that understanding what it is to sit there and go out your
but
way.
then, but we also did things, right? Being younger, like you went out. You know what I'm saying? Like you had a good time. Like everything now is behind the screen or on our phone. It's like, oh well, let me go on Facebook dating or let me go on this dating site or that dating site. Like back then, like you at the skating ring, you at a party, like somebody like, oh, you know what I'm saying? What's up? Whatever the case is. But
But that's
yeah,
what I'm saying. Like I feel like people continue to destroy people, and they say guns don't kill people, people kill people, and they've been saying that shit for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And that has so many tentacles to that statement on its own because it's true shit. Everybody that is dealing with depression, everybody is dealing with anxiety, everybody is dealing with autism, everybody that's now I'm bringing up shit that's currently portrayed as something else because we giving shit names because we're we're adding this and that to give an excuse or a reason for something else. You know what I'm saying? How
well,
about I was just autistic and I ain't get diagnosed? You know what I'm saying? I just found out on my own and I figured this out. I'm not saying it's okay to, I'm just bringing up autism as a thing, but I'm just saying,
but can you? All
because,
right, so all right, because you know my field. Don't do that because autism is real.
no, I
And
agree. I have a daughter
okay,
that,
but I'm just saying, like, more people are getting diagnosed because more people are recognizing the signs. So, you're right. Back then, we were younger. Everybody thought autism had a look, right? It had a face. It had there was like how like Down syndrome like has a look. Like
nah,
autism is
nah, nah,
not.
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm
I'm
not
not being
laughing.
smart, but I'm saying like you can look at someone and say, "Oh, that person has Down syndrome," right? You
Right.
can't look at a
Because you
person
know,
and say that person is autistic or that person has this. You
right,
can't
right,
because
right,
autism is a spectrum, so it goes from 0 to 1 billion. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So what I think what would like in correlation to that, it the things have always been around. We just have more access again, more people are using the terminology for all of these things. So it's more widespread. So it seems like everything is saturated. Oh, you have this, you have that, but we've always had it. But if you didn't go to a doctor or a therapist or psychiatrist, like what you wasn't saying, oh, I have depression or I'm bipolar or like you weren't saying those things. You knew you felt the type of way. You knew something was going on, but you know what I'm saying? I was taking it or do this or do that. Oh, you just too fast, or you just, I'm saying, it's a boy being a boy, not knowing there's all these things happening. And I think in today's world where everything is so trendy, right? Everything's a trend now. So that's why you getting people saying like, oh, well, I self-diagnosed myself. I have X, Y, and Z. And you very well may have those things. You should get an accurate diagnosis from a doctor. But you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is like. But everybody is on a trend or on a wave, whatever's popping right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if it's being a hot girl or a hot boy, you know what I'm saying? It's being single because you want to be at the clubs partying, whatever that looks like is what, the masses is on. So I think like to the point of, why are you single? It's going to be different reasons for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Why they're single. Some
no,
people might be newly single because they're newly divorced. You know what I'm saying? Like it's plenty of reasons, and the ideas have to be like being comfortable where you are. If you're comfortable with your singleness, like be comfortable and own it. If you're comfortable in your relationship, whatever that looks like for you, be comfortable and own it. I think it's this cliche thing like, oh, something is wrong with you if you're single, right?
there's a
Not
stigma
knowing
around that
something,
shit.
huh?
There's a stigma around this shit.
But that's what I'm saying. But everybody that's single, it's not because they can't get a man or a woman. It's because some people have realized like I need to do some work on myself before I can be or include
And,
anyone.
and I don't disagree with that. I think that because everything is so saturated, so when I brought up autism, it's the same shit with shit being saturated. So when people that yell rape now, nobody believes them because you got people over there making up shit. You know what I'm saying? It's the same cycle is what I'm saying. So when I bring up race, I
but
know
not
that.
with autism. Just,
No, I
just
know I'd be jumping around, but
yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm just
All right,
saying.
but stop saying with the autism because that's not
Everything.
autism is not the same as people claiming. Like people, I don't think
No,
people want to claim that they're autistic if they're not. Like that's not.
no. But it's not about them claiming autism. You know what I'm saying? It's about them putting that title on themselves because as an excuse why they act this way. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's an excuse if you are actually diagnosed with autism, and
What,
autism looks different in
what
everybody.
you might not, you might self-diagnose, and now you spreading this shit online saying that you got slight autism. You know what I'm saying? It's the same concept as what I'm saying. That's why I'm going with it. So I know
The
it's a stretch.
correlation doesn't. The correlation just doesn't match for me. But okay,
I know it's a stretch across the board, but
yeah, it
I'm
doesn't.
saying how broad it's getting is what I'm saying. I use autism because people take it that far to make shit up just to use something to work for them.
Okay,
That's all I was going with it. So at the end of the day, I understand what you're saying about the single shit, and I agree. I feel like I look down upon me if I'm single for a reason because I feel like I need to work on myself. I feel like I want to be
yeah.
single. I need to be single. But again, they look down upon it because you have males or females like, oh, I want to be in a relationship so bad when they're just looking for a rebound when they actually didn't work on themselves. You know what I'm saying?
But also, why does my singleness bother any like that? That shouldn't bother anybody because how does it?
Because the stigma around it.
But I'm just saying, for me, like me being single doesn't bother me, so it shouldn't bother those around me. Like me
But
being single
they
doesn't
go to
impact
double
your life.
standard.
It
JC,
doesn't impact your life in any kind of
it's
way.
double
Like,
standard. Because as a female, you being single at a certain age is a problem.
for who?
This the society.
That's their problem, not
I,
mine.
I feel you. That's why you're unbothered. But I'm just saying in
That's
general.
what I'm saying. Like I'm very much unbothered because my bills still get paid, so I don't. It doesn't impact
That's
me at all.
it's just
But that's the thing.
unfortunate.
Like at this age, whatever that age is, where society feels like I should be in a relationship or married or whatever. Like how many people this age or older are getting divorced? You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
all things take work, right? So people can't be like, oh, well, you should be married by the time you're 30 and you should have 2 kids, and you should own a house, and you should be nah, because
You should suck
people
these.
that was married when they was 20 are getting divorced when they 40. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's relationship is different. You can't dictate what my life should look like based off what you think is happening in the world.
You know,
Like
you know
be
what I'm saying?
comfortable in yourself and I think a lot of times people are a little envious
That's
because
exactly what it is.
single people aren't, you know what I'm saying? It's that stigma is starting to fade away. We're like, oh, if you're 50 and you're single or you're late 30s, you know, like you got to be miserable or you're a cat lady. No, I'm living my life on trips, having a grand old time because all my children are grown and you still over here and you can't go nowhere. You
But
know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like they gotta start normalizing shit like that again. Like, excuse me, not again, but in general. Like, all right, boom, you being a cat lady. I like fucking cats. I like being single with fucking cats. Can we normalize that? You know what I'm saying? Like
I mean, I
the
don't like
idea.
cats, but I guess
I I feel you, but I'm saying
that's
the idea of on some like, oh, you know, it's more okay to have been married and then get divorced at fucking 40
this
and
had
shit
never had been
work out.
married.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, who am I doing this for? For you? I'm getting married for you to make you feel better. But then when I get divorced, it's just like, oh, okay, I'm sorry to hear that. And then that same lady is forced in her mind to get into another marriage. So the next time she gets into a relationship, she doesn't do any work. She doesn't try to understand a person. She needs to be married again because of her age, because of where she's at, because she never did the work. She never understood what happened. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand that mentality. That's not never been a normalized thing. It's so frowned upon to have been in that type of area. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like what's really unfortunate within that scenario is the fact that um there's a lot more people that's older falling into the single realm. Not intentionally falling into the single realm. Because of that, what you're saying, denying work and stuff like. But at the same time, the economy is shit. There's a lot of people that single that mentally are starting to break. There's a lot of stuff going on compared to the 90s that we didn't have to deal with to now. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot harder on our generation in general, in my opinion.
I mean, life is what you make it, and I make the best of mine. So I guess it depends on your
That's what
situation and where you are
it
and
is.
what happens. Because I mean, yeah, life is harder, but I don't think it would be like I think like if you're talking about like financially, like it would probably be less hard if you had a significant other, right? The emotional toll that it could take on you, you know what I'm saying, if you're going through certain things. But I also feel like you could have a person with you and they could not be emotionally intelligent enough to help support you when you're going through things. You know what I'm saying? Or they cannot be that financially stable. So like it's pros and cons to both. You know what I'm saying? It's really dependent upon like where you at in your life and what is working for you at the moment. If you're single right now, own it. If you're happy being single, be happy being single. Like no one can tell you what to do. Like no one's gonna get in a relationship because the world feels like you're too old to be single. Or like, oh my God, like why are you not in a relationship? Like what happened? Like I know, the goal is to one day have that, like find that person that you do want to spend the rest of your life with and marry. But also you need to be the person someone wants to find and spend the rest of their life with to marry. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's going back to doing the work and making sure that when you write your list of what I'm looking for, that you mirror that list, right? That your list is not so far above who you are that is not unattainable. And I think sometimes that's the issue too, right? We have all of these things, and you talk about me all the time, like with height, right? We have all of these things. You know what I'm saying? No, real shit. And I'm going to admit this time and this time only. It's not going to change my theory.
Listen up, people, listen up. She don't like short niggas. I'm listening.
There's a possibility. Because, all right, so check it. You know, when I'm on, I did that thing you told me to do, right? Everybody on there, no lie. Even when I put my height requirements, literally like 5'7" to 6'1", which is freaking insane for me. But I'm like, yo, you really be like X X X X X X X X because of the height, right? So like sometimes like we be, you know what I'm saying, we be cutting our noses to spite our face, you know what I'm saying? Because of things like that, right? So that is something outside of everything else I got going on. That is one thing that could be keeping me single. Because I have this notion in my head that my husband is going to be
that nigga can't be the same height. Short niggas be getting money. You know what I'm saying?
That's not an issue for me.
Short niggas and ugly niggas be getting money. They ain't got nothing else to go for. You know what I'm saying? To go for.
You're wild. But
right, my bad. I'm wilding.
Yeah. So yeah, like so you know, statistically, allegedly. So yeah, I'm gonna say that. Like so, I think we as a people know the things that we are seeking that may not be realistic for us based on many factors, right? So the fact that I'm like 5 feet even and really want somebody that's a whole foot taller than me is probably crazy.
I feel like you're stretching it. I feel like
give or take.
I feel like 5'11" and a half, if that.
4'11"?
I mean, I'm wilding. 5'11", 4'11" and a half. Excuse me.
Somewhere in there.
On a good day. On a good day.
Somewhere in that area. It depends on what sneaks I got on.
Right.
Depends on what sneaks I got on.
Some shell tops. Yeah, 4.5.
You know, stop it. You know what I'm saying? So like realistically, like that's what it is, right? So you kind of on that list, like maybe, realistically, like JC, like you might be. But the crazy part is most people I've dated have been their height. So it's not too far fetched.
That's what I'm saying. Life is just like, yo, you shooting yourself in the foot.
I know, but I'm saying, but from past experience, like I have.
I'm one of them. I'm one of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Get you one of them niggas. Get you an ugly nigga. You lay good pipe and get money.
No, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Then you just gotta just deal with it for the rest of your life and get married to him.
But I don't have to just deal with anything, so that's why I'm single, because I'm not dealing with anything. That's again, like there's There's no time frame. Like you're not gonna be like, oh, just deal with it. That's not how I want my life to be. Like
Nah, I
no,
feel you. I understand.
yeah, just deal with it. But not me. Mm-mm. Not me. Not gonna happen.
So, damn, that was a good topic. That was a good topic. That was a good response.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm saying y'all gonna say bottom of my head soon. I'm gonna come in here and look like somebody else next time. What might be
Oh, here we go.
with the chat after that. This gotta go.
It doesn't have to.
This gotta go. You gotta know when it's you know what I mean. Get rid of stuff.
Mm.
I want to conclude this, but I feel like you be on some hot topics. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel like we good. I feel like this was a good one. This was a good one.
Okay.
We can talk about how we going, set up that one.
So we're gonna have a vulnerable conversation. We're gonna have a vulnerable episode one of these days. We're gonna have a vulnerable one.
No, because Rick is not gonna be vulnerable. So lies, lies.
This extends to the vulnerability. I just feel like to the guest that's been on here, if we all come together and we have a group conversation and we're all on one screen, I give you genuineness from me. Complete.
But I feel like you should be genuine from the rip for your.
No, I am though. I really am. I ran to an extent. To an extent.
Okay.
To an extent. I really am. There's moments where I be selling myself short. That's why JC be feeling like she feeling, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
We'll see, y'all.
But I always appreciate your opinion. You know what I'm saying?
It's always, it's always a good time.
100%. Well, I appreciate your time, JC. We'll conclude this one and
Thank you.
Start back up with another one. Another
All
time.
right. Okay.
I appreciate y'all.
Good night.
Good night.